Unexpected problem. The brackets hang off the end of the shelf, so they're deeper than the actual wood. There's enough screw holes to keep it still stable. It'll be load bearing and it's fine. It's gonna go into the stud. But I don't know what to do with that extra. There's a whole nother screw hole at the end of it. See, like this, it hangs off the end and there's an extra screw hole here. If I turn it, then there's less overhang, but it's even more awkward. Like it's just a little bit at the end, which I dislike. What I'm thinking is, if the other screws, the other hooks that I ordered that were gonna be supplementary screws, if those will go into the screw hole at the end of this when it overhangs, then it will actually look useful if I can figure out a way for those to go in there, but I'll figure something out. Okay, so shockingly, they actually fit perfectly in the screw hole on the bracket here. I just need to put a little piece of wood on the top there to anchor it, but this will actually be super practical and useful. I cannot believe that. So, unexpected detour. I got all this stuff delivered, and I think that was probably my fatal mistake, because obviously you don't get to put your hands on it and see it for real until it gets there. And here's the thing, so we've got the brackets here. These are great, very heavy duty. They got the support beam, the most important part. And we got these big bolts, these big screws. That's so cool. Wouldn't it make sense though that the screws, the bolts need to be able to go through the bracket? I don't really think it shows up too well on camera, but the bolts are way too big. They don't go through at all. You can't even screw them all the way through. So now what I have to do is I have to walk to the hardware store and get new screws that are the right kind of screw, which is a bummer because this was like a $25 box of screws, which I guess now I'll just have, but come on. On the upside though, I can get some wood to put at the end of these brackets to hold those hooks up. You know, pros and cons. Well, that only took like 2 hours. Note to self, make sure you really know where the hardware store is before you leave. Otherwise, you'll take a very bad walking route to get there, and you'll be Googling where to go, and it just takes a long time. And it's cold as hell. It's only 35 degrees, which is, you know, warmer than it was yesterday, but still cold. All right, now we're gonna actually finish this for real. I have the correct screws, I've got all the lumber and everything, I got brackets, like we're all good. Now we actually put these things on the wall. I am running into a slight problem here, which is that at the corner, this needs to have a 45-degree angle, so I need to cut it at a 45-degree angle so that the other shelf can meet it at the corner at a recessed 45-degree angle. And I don't know how to achieve an exact 45-degree angle, so I'm very worried that I'm gonna cut it and mess it up. I cannot believe that this is happening to me in my life, and I knew this would be the case the more I build stuff, but it's just math. I can do it with the Pythagorean theorem. If I measure this thing here, and then I go in to the same distance in, and then I just diagonally, that'll be it. It's just math. it's up there now. It's looking good. This is the first half. Now I got to cut the opposing board and see what happens. Okay, moment of truth. Just cut the other side of the corner, the slanted corner of the board here. So now I got to see if it fits with the original. I know I should have cut these both before I hung them up, but whatever. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. All right, there it is. That's the complete shelf build. I just did the whole thing. So I'm out of brackets. I can't do the one I wanted to do on the other wall. I'm gonna have to order some more brackets, but here's this. And now I'm gonna take all these books here and put them up there. This is what it looks like all loaded up. But what I noticed at the end here is I don't have enough brackets to do another full length wall shelf on the other side of the apartment, but I have this remnant piece here and I have 2 brackets, only 2 though. So what I'm gonna do is I tested to make sure here that the door can still open. And I'm gonna do one more shelf right here behind the door. So there'll be another, a second layer here because I have just enough books to fill just about this length of shelf. So. One last feature I added here is these hooks using the overhang from the brackets. So these are 2 just sort of jacket hooks that kind of fill out the space a little bit more and just add some functionality for me. Now I just have to clean up this gigantic, disastrous mess. I am so proud of this. This is really just even better than I anticipated it looking. So that's a wrap on the shelf project for today.